just 3 hours south from the shores of the United States, and you'll find yourself in a tropical world that strangely combines the languor of a South Sea island, the quaintness of a tiny kingdom of old Europe, and the dark and mysterious jungles of Africa. All these are Jamaica. All these and history, too. At Port Royal, the English built Fort Charles in the shape of a ship. Lord Nelson was in command here at the age of 20. Keystone of the Caribbean, Jamaica was Britain's island arsenal in the early years of struggle for supremacy in the Western world. Those cannon once fired at the notorious pirate Henry Morgan. History being stranger than fiction, Morgan was later knighted and placed in charge of the very guns that had fired on him. But those days are in the long ago. Today, life in Kingston, Jamaica's principal city, is quiet and serene, but never dull. Even on the busiest streets, there's no hustle or bustle. The leisurely pace is reflected in the government buildings, too, where affairs of state move with quiet, orderly calm. But Jamaica's shores have felt the tread of marching men for centuries. Columbus's men spent months on the island. Later, it was the stronghold of pirates. Its beaches shook beneath the boots of British redcoats. Today, at the police training school, rookies are drilled in the age-old tradition by the traditionally severe sergeant, who, like top kicks everywhere, demands precision and gets it.
Squad will advance. Right. Haze. Order. Hem.
When you get your commands from this sergeant, you obey by instinct. Watch those buttons. Hat on straight. Collar just so. Look sharp, men. Look sharp at all times. Appearance means pride. Pride in yourself, in your corps. Pride in being on the police force of this outpost island of the British Commonwealth. A pleasant 15-mile drive from Kingston takes us back into history again. Here in Spanish Town, the old conquistadores built their capital around the traditionally picturesque square, or plaza. But the grace and beauty of their architecture is just about all that remains of the Spanish influence. They were driven from the island by the British in 1655. In Jamaica, as throughout the civilized world, Sunday means church. And little girls delight in putting on their Sunday best clothes and Sunday best smiles.
Cupped within lush protecting hills are the Hope Botanical Gardens, whose grounds comprise 200,000 acres of experimental nurseries. Trees from all over the world are grown here, and hundreds of varieties of orchids bloom in colorful profusion. The stately elegance of the Queen's house. Here, Her Majesty's representative lives, serving as a gentle reminder that Jamaica is an integral part of the British Commonwealth. The tropical serenity is barely ruffled by the measured beat of the guard. On this company of officers and men rests the responsibility of protecting Her Majesty's representative. They accept this trust with the same constancy as the guards at Buckingham Palace. Here's another famous Jamaican estate. This is Rose Hall. Old, but no longer magnificent, and according to reliable gossip, haunted. As local legend tells us, an old mistress of Rose Hall did away with at least 6 and possibly 7 husbands. Authorities don't believe in ghosts, but here they take no chances. In the hinterlands, you find the wealth of Jamaica, sugar being one of the principal exports. It's grown in the age-old way and harvested with the historical machete, a hand process from planting to the loading of the cane into the carts.
But at the refineries, the process of turning the cane plant into sugar is completely mechanized. The Jamaicans are expert at handling the complicated machinery, skilled workers and mechanics in every sense of the word. This is all sugar in the making. The cane conveyed to the mills for the many intricate chemical processes that turn a plant of the fields into a valuable staple food. Fertile soil, lots of sun, and plenty of rain, and Jamaica reaps still another harvest, a bumper banana crop. The fruit is removed while still green. The natural ripening process that will turn this green into the familiar yellow takes place on the long and slow trip that begins here on the Jamaica plantations and proceeds on its unhurried journey via donkey power over a backcountry road to the freight station. If the train arrives first, it waits, which is the case more often than not. But no, the timing happens to work out fine. And the second leg of the long journey from plantation to ultimate consumer is all set to go. From the loading platform into the freight cars, then the train journey to the ships in the harbor, then to markets across the sea. This may not look like a form of industry, but it is. For this is resort country in Jamaica. Miles of beautiful beaches and hotels that earn almost as much from tourists as the island's crops in the export trade. Each man to his taste, the vigorous life in the water or taking it easy in the shade.
Montego Bay is the sleepy resort where the only serious occupation is relaxation.
The grim fortified castles of long ago have given way to today's fine modern hotels along Jamaica's North Shore, the epitome of comfort and luxury for those vacation bound on this lovely island of the West Indies. Centuries ago, famous discoverers, explorers, pirates, and soldiers made history here. Today, Jamaica is a pleasure island, tranquil in spirit and dedicated to the holiday way of life.